Right, so we are now on this stage of the build. We now have to put the front and rear bumper systems on, and you need some components for that. So essentially for the front we need the 1230319, we need those. We need the bag 1230320 for the rear. We also need some screws. We need screw sets that are common for both the front and the rear bumpers. We need 1230226s, which are these are the common screws, which are these ones here. We also need for the rear, we need the 1230228s for the rear, and for the fronts we need the 1230321s and 1230322s for the front assemblies. So you've got a common set and a dedicated set for the front and rears. So we're going to pop these in and get them onto the car. So for the front bumper assembly, so we've got our 1230319 components, so the front bumper and this bracing unit. So we need to attach the bracing unit onto the front of the car, and that effectively is attached using the 1230322 self-tapping panhead screws, which are 3x15mm, and we're going to attach that to the front of the car into these locations here and here. So we are effectively, because you can't put it that way around, it can only go one way around, so it goes that way around. So we need to attach this front section first, and then we then attach the bumper at the bottom here, and then through and into the stabilizer. So I'll get on and do that. So here's part one of that. So attaching this first of all. Again, you're only going into plastic, so don't go too mad. So tight and a nip, and the same again on this side. Tight and then a nip, maybe an extra one there and an extra one there. So that's now on. And now we attach the front bumper, and there's a section here that fastens over the top of this bit here, and that should sit on like that, and then we collect the stabilizers at the front. So we'll use the 1230226s in the end, and the 1230321s will fasten from underneath because they're countersunk underneath here. Okay, there we are, easy as that. This is the 1230321s that go into the bottom here. There we go, that's now in. Same again, there we are. Now sitting nicely, like so. And now we'll attach the 1230226s. And now for the 1230266s, they go into the end, and again you just tighten those, don't go mad, you just want to make sure that they are nipped up, and a little nip, you'll feel it here, you don't want to, this is plastics, you don't want to go mad. So there we are, that's the front bumper nicely secured on. We now have to go and do the same sort of thing for the rear. So for the rear one, we take our standout piece and we are going to attach this with the 1230226s into here, into this section. So there's a couple of holes that we need to meet. I'm not going to see if the camera can pick this out. So we're going to meet this hole in here and this hole over here. So this one and this one. We're going to pop that through with one of the 1230226s, and we're going to collect that hole like that, and then we're going to collect the longer and the shorter, so we're going to collect that way around. So we're going to screw that into the end. So grab some threads on that one, and again I'm just going to put this in so that I can grab this and pop that in. There we are. And then we can screw that tight, and we'll bring it together nice and so. Don't have to go too mad again. Plastics again, just want to, so it stops. There we are, that's stopped. And then the same again on the other side. That's stopped. And again, a couple of the 1, 2, 3 0.226s. They go into the top of the bumper here. We're going to catch those in like so. Here we go. A couple of threads on that one, and then capture a couple of threads on the other one so it holds it in nice and straight for me. There we go. There we are. Again, bring that down so it's tight. Not too tight that you're stripping it. You just want to feel for the end. You know when it comes to the end, then you just stop. Aim again on this one. There we go. It's now tight. We now need to capture perhaps a little bit more on there. I'm just giving that a little tug, make sure there's no play. And now we need to capture this with the other screws from underneath. Now we've got the 1, 2, 3 0.228s, the smaller of the self-tapping screws with a countersunk head onto the back, and we screw those through like so. Again, tight, but not massively tight that you're stripping out the plastic. Go. So now we have the rear bumper and the front bumper on to the chassis. Right, we're now on the next step of the chassis, where we put the prop shaft, which is 1230298, this little puppy in here, aluminium prop shaft, and we put the prop shaft cover, which is 1230295. We pop that onto the chassis using these screws, 1230226s and 1230224s. So getting the prop shaft in was a little bit of an effort, and the only way that I could get this in was to use my hex driver, remove the grub screws from here and here, so you can loosen these enough to point the prop shaft into the front one, and then literally bend it back a little bit to give you a little bit of play, so you can slot this in and then re-jig these back and re-put them back in. And I put these grub screws back in using a little bit of thread lock as well, so that they won't vibrate loose. But yeah, that was a little bit of a hard task there. They could have I think they could have put that in the in between there. They could have put that in on an earlier step to make that easier. But it's in, so now we can pop the cover on. Right, so the second stage of this is we take the 1230295, we take the top plate off, and we put this on top, and we're going to secure that with the 1230226s here and here. At the back, these are going to be the self-tappers. They're going to self-tap here and here, and on the front, self-tap here and here, again using the 1230226s. And then we're going to use the 1230224s, which are the machine screws. They are going to go through these holes and this hole, and they're going to catch this one, and this one. And we need to take off this little nylon nut here, so we need to take that off, and then we pop this into place. So as you can see there, that pops into place on there. That braces over the top of that. That now sits on there. That hole now lines up. These two holes at the front line up. These holes line up, and these holes. So it's like it acts like a brace for the chassis to keep it nice and stiff. So we pop this little nylon lock nut one back on, and we'll zip that down using our nut spinner, and then we'll use our screwdriver for the 1230-226s. They go at the end because they're going into plastics. So it's one there, one at the front, another one at the front, and another one at the back. Like so. Tighten those up. So we finish off tightening those up like so. So that's tight. That's tight. 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 And then we take our 1230224s and we're going to pop those and screw those into the machine head one here, here, and here. And I'm going to put a little bit of lock-in thread lock as we're going into metal. So yeah, here we are, straight into metal onto this one. So we'll screw that one into place. There we are. And last but not least, our other 1230224. And again, I'm just using a little bit of leftover thread lock that I had from another project. Just a little bit. I don't need a lot because you may need to take these off, but just enough just to stop any vibration. And then you screw that into place like so. There we are. So now that's our chassis bit there done. All we got to do now is pop our dampers onto their ball joints front and rear, and just popping on the top of the suspension mounts here. So I've done the other three. I use a pair of very small grips that I've had. I'm crikey, I've had these since I was apprenticeship back in the late 80s, or middle to late 80s. So yeah, anyway, use a pair of these little grips here. Just pop the suspension thing on there, and I just literally use that as a little leverage. There you go, done. So that's now the chassis bit on the suspension, done. So the next steps, we're going to be using the dog bone drive shafts. So our 1230-314s and our screws, the 1230-307s. And we're effectively doing step 1, step 2 for front, step 1 and step 2 for rear. So in effect, on the front, we're going to be putting in the drive shafts here to collect this through here and onto the axle, and then attaching this here onto here. So doing that for the fronts, both the fronts, this side as well. So the drive shaft to go through there, and then we pop this on top of there like that. And again on the rears, we do the same thing. Going to pop our drive shaft through here and collect in there, and then we're going to attach this onto top there using the 1230-307s. So yeah, just showing you how we put the drive shaft in. So you get your drive shaft like this one, and you pop that through into there, collect the cup, and again into there. So you collect the cup, and then you bring this down. You get your screw, which is the 1230-307. Collect that through there, and collect the top hole, and then screw that home. And that's it. That's all we need. So that's that one done. So that's the fronts, drive shafts in, and I've turned the chassis around, and the same again. I'm going to see if I can do this left-handed. So I'm going to collect the cup in there, and then I'm going to collect the cup down by the stub axle. See if I can do this left-handed. So move that way a little bit. There we go. Spin it around so that it collects. There we are. And then take our 1230-307, go through the eye and then into the screw hole, and then we screw that through. Part 1 and 2 of front and rear of the drive shafts done. Now we need to do the next bit, which is attaching the steering arms.